106, LA's #1 for hip hop. I'm Letty right here on the All New Power Mornings. My guy Javen.
Hello.
And man, oh man, I have been waiting to talk to you, Roddy Ricch. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really seeing like someone that I've just seen kind of catapult into repping that West Coast like nobody else's business.
I appreciate
you,
it.
Roddy, and it's so dope to just have you on Power. I know you've been through Power, but it's been my first time to actually like, meet you and talk to you.
Yeah. No, it's nice meeting you.
Of course, bro. And look, check this out. Before I met you, I know your stuff. I know your work. Your work is great.
Come on.
Your work has
Appreciate
definitely brought us to these vibes of just what we want the new sound of LA to be like and what popping on a mainstream level is. A lot of times we have regional acts and they stay regional. You've made sure to like get past barriers again. You know, we had that for a time with the Snoops, and we had that with the time with the Kendricks, and then kind of just mellowed out a little bit.
Right.
Roddy, you really took us there.
Appreciate that.
Like, you're on tour right now with freaking Post Malone.
Yeah.
Y'all just did Crypto?
Yeah.
How was
2 times.
that?
It was crazy. It was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I never seen it that far.
Yeah.
You know, so it's dope to be able to do that, and you know, being from the city, it's like you just never think. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good vibe, and you know, shout out to Post for helping me get to that. You know what I'm saying? Helping me get to that place. So.
You helping him too, bro? Shoot.
Yeah. Nah, you know, always gotta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta appreciate though, cause he was real. Like, you know, the first tour we did together was he had sold out his whole tour in Europe, and he just took me with him. You know what I'm saying? And that was like when Feed the Streets 2 had first dropped. So it was like it wasn't like he was taking a chance, but it was just like he was just like, come on, just come rock out with me. So that's why this time around, you know, people was asking like why we ain't have a headlining show or why we ain't do that. But it was just being real and just, you know, just dealing or rocking with somebody that rocked with you at a time where, you know what I'm saying? And it was a good vibe too. We had the cooped up song and everything, so it was fire. It all came together.
What's some of the things that he taught you, you know, early on? You said like Feed the Streets 2 is when he first, you know what I'm saying, took you across the pond.
World, yeah.
What are some of those things that you were able to learn and pick up from him as you getting your feet wet in the game?
I feel like it was a gradual learn. Like, I just, you know, being in that moment, it's like you just take everything in. So you're not thinking like, all right, boom. But then coming full circle, obviously I seen him in between those times. But like now seeing him on tour again, it's like one thing about Post is like he never changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's such a nice person. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's hard to find, you know what I'm saying, just in people in general. So I just feel like what I learned from him was just, you know, we always gonna remain the same, but it just his energy, his vibe is just like he always like a little kid, like not like that, he a grown man, but he just like, it's like he like just like cool, like
excited to be there.
Yeah, keeping it like keep that, yeah, keeping that in your body, you know what I'm saying, keeping that in your spirit, like.
You know, now that you mentioned that, Roddy, if that was 2018, that was where you were when you talk about like hearing about Nip passing, huh?
No. All right, so
not here.
Actually, the crazy part about that is the last conversation we had was on the phone. We was out there, but it was like a last date type of thing. It was like it was our last date. So when we came back, I think we had a show at Marshmello was bringing me out at Ultra.
Oh man.
So I was in Miami. You know what I'm saying? I was in Miami, and then boom, we did the show, the biggest show I ever did, 80,000 people. And, you know, Ultra is like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we did Ultra, and then,
That's when it happened. No, because I remember in Letter to Nipsey, which I think is one of the best honor to Nip, like that commemorating song you did with Meek. I think you mentioned like you were out and that whole plane ride was crazy.
I was in Miami. When I thought about you, you know, but we was out of Miami. That was crazy. I remember coming back to the city and just driving through. It just felt like something was missing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm not the only person that felt like that. You know what I'm saying?
We still feel that to this day.
Everybody felt like that. But that moment though, it was crazy. Like I was sliding through and I just like, damn, something is missing. Like, it felt like that for a little minute. But
when did it feel right to like? To I know Meek and Nip were really close too. Just the fact that you guys came together on that record, I thought was so important. The fact that you guys performed that Grammy night, you know, and Kobe having passed that night,
that was
like it was
crazy.
that morning, no?
Yeah,
Come on.
that it almost felt though like in that time, because it was at crypto.com arena, and you guys performing, it was also necessary. I think sometimes you're in it so you don't really see, but you guys were doing something that everybody was feeling on like a worldwide stage, but we couldn't put anything to it. Like you had to be the voice at that time.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Is there one piece of game that always sticks with you that, you know, Nip gave you that you'll just never forget? I'm sure there's many memories that y'all got together, but what's that one thing maybe specifically about the industry that you're like, yo, I maybe didn't understand it then, but now that I had some time to like matriculate through, like, Hussle was right.
I feel like with him, it was just more like a stay in your lane, bro, and don't let nobody crack your code. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the main thing he always embedded in the nigga head, because when I came in, I was so different. You know what I'm saying? Like I was singing, I was doing this, and at that time, you know, it's hard to kind of remember, but at that time, you know, everybody was just in a certain space, and he was just like, bro, just stay in your lane and you're going to be great. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's really the code.
That's it.
You know what I'm
follow
saying? It's
it.
like, stay in your lane. Don't try to do what he doing or jump over here or do this. It's like, nigga, just stay in your lane and you're going to be great.
Because there's going to be times where you're seeing other people do it and you're like, maybe it should be this way. Or you're not seeing things kind of like transfer over like you feel like they should. But it's like, keep on that.
Stay in your lane.
It'll hit. It'll hit when it needs to.
Exactly.
You know, Feed the Streets 3 is dropping today. It drops now. It's now streaming November 18th. You in November. Yeah. I think we got a special connection because both 1 and 2 also dropped in November. But it's been years since the last Feed the Streets, 2018. Is that intentional to drop them like this time of the year?
When I first started doing the series, I was trying to drop it on my birthday. So my birthday October. And then it just didn't happen how we wanted to, so we dropped it in November. And so with the Feed the Streets thing, you know, the Thanksgiving, everything, it's just like, you know, I guess it just falls in line every time.
It
That's
fits.
just how it goes.
Here,
you know
eat.
That's
That's it.
How do you determine what album or body of work, I should say, becomes a Feed the Street? Like, you know, this is clearly a series, but what about this particular body of work connects to the first two? Is it like a particular energy or mind state that you're in, or are you recording at the old studios that you used to record at? Like, what is it about this that's like, no, this is a continuation of the first two?
I just feel like, you know, we gotta, what I want to say, I feel like we gotta pour out the pain. That's like really what it is right now, and just giving them something to hold on to. You know, sometimes when you make music, we make it for the big scheme of it, like, all right, we putting together an album, this is the idea behind the album or whatever. But I feel like this is more about just pouring out that pain and letting them feel you a little bit, but we popping shit on it too.
Come on
now,
always.
We heard,
like, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely popping shit, but it's certain moments in there that I feel like they gonna connect to and they gonna vibe with. You know, I wrote a letter to my son, certain things like that. So it just, you know, it's definitely just, we in a good space.
So is the Feed the Street series a little more vulnerable to Roddy Ricch? Is it a little, give you, you know, a leeway to be more personal and tell a little more stories? Like you said, speak to the pain, where a different body of work is like you just popping your shit or you just having fun?
I just feel like it fell where it's supposed to, you know, with these times and what I've been going through, or just different things that I feel like was certain things I need to get off my chest. You know what I'm saying? And just put together a good body of music they could listen to. That's really what it's
Come on
about.
now, keep it simple.
How did Letter to My Son come about? When I think of that automatic Letter to My Unborn Child, I think of Pac. But there is that, like, hey, if nothing else, I want to say something to my child here. How did that come together?
I feel like, you know, as men sometimes, black men sometimes, you know, we don't know about tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We don't know about if we're going to see 25 or if we're going to see later on. So my whole goal with that song was just, if anything, you know, God forbid, if anything, you know, I just want my son to be able to hear my voice and I'm talking to him, you know, because music is like one of the only things that lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? So that was what that was, and just, it's real emotional song, you know what I'm saying? It's real feelings and just trying to be real with them.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Am I gonna cry listening to that song?
My mom did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
you
powerful.
played it for her?
Yeah, sent it to her. She love it. She waiting on it to come out tonight. She like, I got
need
it,
to
but
hear
I
it.
gotta
I need
hear
to
it
hear
out.
it,
Yeah. So
What are some of the things that impress like your mom, like the people that been there day one? I'm sure by this time the Grammys was big and all of the successes, but that's my Dukes. Like, she know you past anybody else.
Yeah.
So aside from the moments where you're talking about your kids and stuff like that, what is the part of your career that really make mama smile?
like I said, I feel like it's an ongoing thing. It's many different things I can list. You know, I feel like she love it most when I handle my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, the music thing can be cool, but just seeing me put all the people that we know, my mom be knowing, in a position in certain things, like she be more proud about that. You know.
You say that on Aston Martin truck too, like just the house. You got 4 new maids.
Come on now.
Which one of my tias goes clean for you?
Yeah.
Which one? What's the name?
I've been having the same one for like 3 years, man.
Yeah, but you got more.
Yeah,
got a whole
more
fleet.
space.
Right.
You
Yeah,
gotta,
more,
you know,
more things to clean.
Her homies coming through.
So it's all cool. You know, just staying true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. No, and Ghetto Superstar, you mentioned I'm a Ghetto Superstar like I'm ODB.
Yeah.
Shout out to ODB, man.
Shout out ODB.
That influence lives on. Yeah. Is that your favorite Wu-Tang member?
I feel like...
Because it's him and someone else for me, so I want to see
putting pressure on you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. RZA, I met him in person, and he's a real knowledgeable guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, got to meet him and chop it up and have just different conversations. But he definitely... I feel like I met him. So like just being able to talk to him and everything, I really fuck with RZA.
Yeah, me too. He called me a mathematician. I was like,
oh
yes.
Come on now.
What about because I think like Ghostface is fire. I know just when you think of, it's crazy because now that I'm talking to you, when I think of like the Wu-Tang sound, there's a darkness into it, but it's like it's super introspective. You're gonna get spiritual on records that Wu-Tang drops. Right. And I think, Roddy, like you got something like that. Like it has to hit you where, you know what, times is tough. You open up a lot about how you're feeling inside, but I'm also hit you with these bars too. Like you're gonna feel it. You're gonna kind of like gutter almost, but still sweet.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's just, I feel like, you know, the music is just a reflection of who we are. You know what I'm saying? Or what we feel, and you know, that we try to do our best for that. You know what I'm saying? We don't try to chase this or that. We just do what's best and what we can do. Yeah. You know, and hopefully the fans can, you know, see it. But if they can't, then it's just not for them right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Facts. Going back to, you know, Feed the Streets 3, would you classify that as a mixtape or album? What would you say this? Feed the Streets 3. Your upcoming project, is that a mixtape?
I mean, I drop all albums really.
Okay.
I feel like
nothing but albums.
Yeah, I feel like Feed the Streets 1, 2, like, you know, they mixtapes of course, but you know, I just, you know, it's a body of work.
Perfect. All right, cool. I just wanted to get my jargon right for my next question, right? Yeah. Okay. So your first official album, please forgive me for being antisocial. Now this is your third official album. Do you still feel the need to be a little standoffish and still find yourself being antisocial, or have you know, your seasoning in the industry opened you up a little bit to a little bit more of the industry stuff?
I feel like, you know, I just be me, bro. Like when it comes to my first album and where I was at, you know, you gotta think like I come from a big city, but come from a small place, so you know, I ain't really I'm not a talkative type of person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Talkative type of nigga. So just being in that and being around all that, sometimes that may not be the best. You might not get, you know what I mean?
Get as far as you need to, right?
Like wacky, but you know, I feel like when you become comfortable in your space, because it's like it's all about adaptation, right? It's like, you know, you may be a little trying to figure out what's going on, but then when you figure out, okay, I could be me in this setting, I'm cool, I could do this, I don't gotta talk. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will make you feel like, okay, I gotta deal with these people or do this or do that, but it don't always be like that. You know what I'm saying? Last night I was chilling backstage, and you know, one of the people from AP, you know what I'm saying, they came back to where we was at. She like, oh, you don't have a rep at AP? I'm like, no. She's like, well, welcome to AP.
Come on now.
What?
So it's just like things that are for you. That's just an example. You feel me? It's just things that are for you. They just, when you chill and be in your space, they gonna come, and things that are not, you know.
You don't gotta chase it too much. A lot of times when people are out here, they're trying to chase something, they're trying to get something. It's not necessary sometimes.
Right. And I heard a few times where it's like, you know, you never want to go into it with the intention of trying to get something from something, because a lot of the times you're not going to get exactly what you asked for or what you wanted from that thing. It may be another way you get it, you know. So you set your goals, and then you see your goals, and they come, and things come around those things because you know, you're manifesting. Your energy is in that place, but you know what I'm saying. When you really think about it, you don't want to come in just trying to take from people or do this or do that. You just be you, and then you know what I mean.
It's gonna come to
you.
you.
Yeah.
That's on Roddy's conscience,
Come
right
on now.
there, like that trailer. Look, you dropped the trailer, bro.
Yeah.
You're at Wally's.
Yeah.
And I love that the track list looks like a menu, right?
Yeah.
But I gotta know, like, cause Wally's never been there. I'm sure that it's delicious. But if you had like a Roddy Yelp, like what's on your Yelp favorites? Like what are like restaurants that you know? Look, if you're trying to eat good in LA, here's where you hit up. It could be fine dining, but bro, low key, right? There's
The
levels.
spot
Like
be where
you
the best
have
food at.
like 20
lie.
bracelets that are popping. I have nothing. So come on, give it to me in my budget.
I feel like we gotta go the Imperial Fish Market.
Imperial Fish Market.
We gotta go there. I be ducking through. Niggas don't be knowing. I be ducking through.
In and
That's
out.
someone walk in for you, get your order.
Mm-hmm. Where else we wanna go? You know, I want to say Louisiana fried chicken. You feel me on Wilmington. That's the one right by the, you know what I'm saying? So we always go there type shit. But you know that's places that they might not be able to go.
You might not be able to make it.
You feel me? But them is some cool spots on a good side though. On a good note. You know, if we feeling fine down, we feeling rich, we might go. We might touch Katana. That's like one of my little one of my little spots. Rabata Genia is something that's different. It's on I think it's on 3rd and Crescent. That's it's like a Japanese spot, you know. I'm into the Japanese, and then Javier's is fine dine Mexican food, so that's some fire too.
We got one.
Yeah, no, you know I gotta throw it in. I gotta throw that in.
Why you
gotta throw that in.
Throw in your price for all of this free promo that
Yeah,
you're doing for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna hit Roddy spots right
we
now.
know all.
Okay.
I walk
All right,
in,
cool,
they know
cool.
It's always
it's love.
Yeah, they come. I'm coming. They know what's going on.
Since we're talking about, you know, a little on a lighter note, where do you go for peace? Like with all of the stuff that goes on, all of the stuff that, you know, people on your phone every day. Where do you go when you need to decompress, take a second, and find Roddy and find some peace? You know, where do you go?
Home. Yeah, that was easy.
Sometimes home is not peace.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes home is
that's
a
when
headache.
you gotta figure it out, cause that I ain't gonna lie, home is supposed to be like a vacation for you. You know what I'm saying? When you out and doing everything, and everything is, you know, work or playtime, whatever. Like you're supposed to come home and it's supposed to be peaceful. If it's not peaceful, that ain't home.
That ain't home.
That's a house.
Come on now, bars. That's on the album? That was a bar.
Yeah, you should be a rapper. No. Roddy, Thanksgiving is next week. What are you most looking forward to eating? Like, whose dish? Let me know who in your family is like that one.
Right.
Man, everybody's going out of town.
Damn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
My grandpa going to Mississippi. My mom, she said she might move around. I don't know, man.
They expect you
Do
to
you
go
have
all
a
over.
dish you make?
Hell no.
No.
I just was working on tour all
Come
day.
on now.
They better be feeding me right now.
Right now.
Plate when I walk in the
leave,
door.
when I leave this motherfucker, I
Aluminum
need to
foil
get
on
some
top.
food right now. Yeah.
All right, though. We're going to make plans with Roddy on Thursday because no one's home.
Yeah, nah. We gonna. Hell, you said that. Nah, we can't. I mean,
Come on.
you know, I'm trying to figure it out though. I gotta.
Matías, your mates, they got you.
Nah,
Tamales, bro. You ever had
All good.
You know what I
Thanksgiving?
need? You know what I need for breakfast on Thanksgiving? I need shrimp and grits.
Come on now.
That part.
Come on.
Look.
People don't know
In the
about
morning
grits.
though. You know what I'm saying? Just to start it off, and then we get
to the rest of the
Get to
BS
the
later.
food, yeah.
Look, Feed the Streets 3 streaming now. Roddy Ricch, man, it feels so good to meet you, be able to just talk to you right here on Power 106.
appreciate it.
You already know
Really.
this home to you. Like,
Facts.
any chance we can champion you, that's what we're doing.
Come on, appreciate it.
Of course. Keep it here. It's Power 106.